Just picture it. You're sitting by the fireside, laptop open, sipping on hot tea, listening to Sinatra, and examining the fine methodological details of randomized control trials. No longer a hassle in Excel, assessing risk of bias is relaxing. You do what you do best. Read and think critically, and we take care of the rest. Data management, record keeping, PDF storage, and version control.
Hi there, my name is Jeff Johnson. I'm the Chief Designer at Nested Knowledge. The number one thing on a lot of people's Christmas list this year is risk of bias. And just in time for the holidays, we're happy to say it's live on our site. I'm going to show you how to configure it, how to use it, but I'm going to start with the visual outputs. Let's get into it. The visual outputs for risk of bias live on the Synthesis homepage underneath the Prisma button. The first thing you see is the domain distribution. This particular nest has been configured to use the Cochrane ROB2 risk of bias system. And on the left-hand side, you can see all of the domains for that particular system. At the bottom, you'll notice the key with the low, some concerns, high, and no information categories. If you want to get specific and see risk of bias information at the study level, check out our traffic light diagram. Here you can see the studies listed on the left-hand side in the study column, and the rest of the columns represent each of the domains for that particular risk of bias system. Configuring risk of bias for your nest is easy. In this case, we've chosen Cochrane ROB version 2, but we also support Sign 50 version 2011, JBI version 2020, with more risk of bias systems soon to come. You then choose a scope. We've chosen entire study for this nest, but you can also conduct your risk of bias assessment for individual outcomes. Conducting your risk of bias assessment is done in the new risk of bias module. As you read through your references, you make selections for each domain from the previously configured risk of bias system. You can also leave comments. So that's risk of bias. From all of us here at Nested Knowledge, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.